First, I want to appreciate the university, my university, Kenyatta University, for inviting me to this 50th postgraduate showcase seminar, whose theme was Innovating Education and Research for the Digital World. There are three main issues or takeaways from this showcase postgraduate seminar, and one of them is the funding of research in government. And as a chair of Finance, Planning and Economic Affairs Committee at the Council of Governors, we see lack of adequate funding for research. For the last financial year, research activities we allocated a paltry 343 million against a budget of 200 billion. And yet the Act has clearly prescribed a percentage of 2% of GDP. So what we are saying is, for us to achieve our economic aspirations of transforming Kenya to a first world, we need to have an affirmative action to fund research activities, and also making sure we have a framework between industry, academia, and of course, the political world, for purposes of making sure that those research initiatives and innovations are transformed and implemented. We have also challenged our researchers, largely the post-graduate PhD graduates, to make sure that the research proposals don't just sit on the shelves, to be impactful to transform society, because that is the only way we can reinvigorate research in the implementation of our programs to transform our country. Largely, as an alumni of Kenyatta University, I want to say that I'm very proud to be one of the expected graduates on the 19th of December, and I'm really proud to be associated with my university. Thank you.
What will you be graduating with?
Well, I'll be graduating with a PhD in public policy and management.
What's your research on?
My research was on the efficacy of public-private partnerships in the implementation of energy projects in Kenya, because there's a funding gap. And really, there are many recommendations that I've put in there which would be useful to the national government and other sector players in matters implementing programs using PPP programs.
Can you touch on maybe one critical recommendation on the same?
Now, one critical recommendation on the same is when I was looking at the procurement framework, there is a need to review the Procurement Act, because most of the programs in the energy sector, they are not effectively implemented because of the procurement laws. So there is a need to review the procurement regulations and the PPP Act, just to make it more easier to attract foreign investors, because the biggest challenge we have is the funding, and we have a framework that can really mitigate that gap. So if you can review the procurement framework, then it will make it easier to attract funding through PPPs.
Okay.
Yeah.